From LALATE headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LALATE.
It's a big afternoon of Afternoons LALATE with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. The RECON with the incredible checks in there will become a law by Christmas. So says Leader Schumer in a series of new comments. And the breaking developing details overnight shows that the Senate is moving quickly with the House with a new sense of urgency with the cooperation of Mitch McConnell. All the latest breaking details about what's going on. The programs in this RECON will be the single biggest payouts you ever see in the history of this channel, upwards of at least $15,000, but many viewers will get over $50,000 to $60,000 of checks, multiple checks, in this incredible RECON. We're going to go over all these incredible checks in this recording. We'll be turning back over to how to get your bills paid today. It is with something called third stimulus, which became law early this year. And you're going to meet viewers who this week have gotten $5,000 on average, last week as well. It's your day to get money, hard cold cash in your hands today for the holiday. This is your Christmas stimulus. Then we're turning to student loan debt forgiveness, the latest on that. We'll be turning to the latest on fifth stimulus, the latest on that. We'll go over the shocking developing details. As overnight, in the last 48 hours, there has been a deal for the debt ceiling limit. There has been a deal with the defense spending bill. There has been a deal across the board with Mitch and Chuck. What went on? This is breaking news, plus the latest details about that huge shocker of a jobs number that came in today, the biggest we've ever seen in the history of this channel, but certainly the biggest you've ever seen since 1952. The lowest unemployment numbers as Omicron has a big update from Pfizer. Great news across the board, plus the breaking news about what's going on December 15th from the Federal Reserve. It's a big afternoon with incredible great news as the RECON will get done in the month of December. The legislators will represent, and there's going to be a massive payout in there, but you don't have to wait for that. I'm going to show you how to get big sums of money, and it starts right at third stimulus. It starts right here, and it starts with Afternoons LALATE. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day. And here we are. The RECON will become a law in the month of December. This is the first stimulus RECON with the single biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel. You're going to get $15,000 of checks, but you don't have to wait for that date because guess what? I'm going to get you checks today. It's third stimulus, and viewers have done so well. I'm so proud of each and every single one of you. We're going to go over how to get sums of money, and if you got some money in the last few days, I'm going to show you how to get some more. Student loan debt forgiveness, the latest on that. Fifth stimulus, the latest on that. Plus the big deal between Chuck and Mitch overnight, as no less than three major legislations are going to get finalized and solved with cooperation, bipartisan. The defense spending bill, the debt ceiling limit, and more, all going to go to the finish line, signaling that the RECON will be the last item of du jour to be done, plus the latest details on a new show coming to this channel in just a few days. They'll look back at a new two shows joining this channel last night, and also the brand new news coming about Omicron and the great details about the vaccine and the booster. Those details coming up in this recording. But first, I want you to subscribe. Go under this video right now and hit that subscribe button and become part of the #1 most watched geopolitical news channel in America, but the #3 most watched financial news channel. It's LALATE. Subscribe and join to this incredible membership so you get the newsletter that comes out Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then sign up for those LALATE alerts, which is totally free under the video as well. Let's go into this incredible RECON right off the board, and here we go. It's going to be the single biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel. And there's going to be at least $15,000 coming to your wallet, but there may likely be upwards of $50,000 to $60,000 of checks. Get your pen and paper ready because we're going to go over all those checks across three clusters and three add-ons. Here we go. Hazard pay got in there. One more year for the earned income tax credit broadened. $4,000 for elder care. $4,000 to care for young children. The CTC continued for one more year, about $3,600 a child. Then thell going to do the Pell Grant $550 check to my college students. They are going to get in there as well. The home repairs, if you live in a low-income community, incredible. And they got $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle. It's absolutely incredible. How do you get these incredible sums of money? Stay with me. They're coming up in just a second. The first add-on comes from the illustrious Maxine Waters here from Southern California. She got that provision in there. What is it? It's free money to buy your first home. Yes, you heard me right. She went in $25,000. She got a little bit less. How do you get this money? It's coming up in just a second on this recording. Let's now go to the second cluster of checks, home repairs and paid leave. They also got in the second cluster, universal pre-kindergarten, also the household tax credit. When we talk about the home repairs, we're talking about this time weatherizing your house, which is really important because guess what? You have to be festive. No, that's winterizing. You know, if you're at the Czech's house, if you've ever been invited over the holidays to the Czech's house, there's no waving. So you'll walk in and you'll look at all the ornaments and nothing's waving. It's sort of the theme of the check because it's not a wavable check. Let's go to the second add-on of checks. Comes from the illustrious Bob Casey out of Pennsylvania. He got $250 billion. No, he got a little bit less. This is for my seniors on home health care and disabilities. Yes, he got a little bit less than $250 billion for free home health care for seniors and people on disabilities. How do you get these sums of money? Stay with me to the final minutes of this video. Plus, stay to the final 5 minutes of the video where I have my analysis of when I think you're going to get cash in your hands. Now let's go to the third cluster, checks, money for seniors and that free internet. Wow, this is the third cluster where we call deliciousness. They got in there free school meals for all, checks, tax break checks, cheaper prescription medication, immigration reform checks. Then they got in the free internet and also the money for the seniors. The money for the seniors is the Medicare expansion. Comparing the House versus Senate, the House provisions got in there to the Medicaid gap fix and the hearing. The House, on the other side, vows to add 3 more. Dental, vision, and lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, which is par for the course for what we're looking at when we talk about another instrument called, on this channel, MSC, stands for multiple IRS stimulus checks. Now, there are multiple checks in this recon, but we use the word multiple IRS stimulus checks because those are different across the board. What's important to understand is that since the month of May, we've been advocating, and this channel has now become the biggest place in the United States for advocacy of money in the recon. We were at 3 million calls. We're now at over 5 million calls. Since the month of May, thousands of viewers have been told by 6 senators that it's going in there. But when the legislation landed in the Senate 2 weeks ago, I said, pick up the phone and re-advocate because now the legislation is in their court. And you have. And in those 2 weeks, those 6 senators have said once again, it's going in there. And that's why it's important for you to re-advocate. Who are those 6 senators you want to advocate to? Let's look at their names and let's remember what we have to do as well. Their names are Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. Thank you to all the incredible viewers who have advocated over the last few months, and thank you to the viewers who have re-advocated the last 2 weeks. If you haven't re-advocated, make sure you do. When we talk about MSC, what are we talking about, and what has been the latest development details? Well, Janet picked up the phone and called the Wednesday before Thanksgiving and was told by Leader Schumer it's going in there. That is going in there via Bernie Sanders, and that's what's very important. Then we had Lynn Glenn pick up the phone and call last Wednesday and was told it's going in there via Chris Coons. Then we had Tyrell last week pick up the phone and call Bob Casey's office, being told it's going to go in there. We had Donnie and Donnie's wife Sharon picking up the phone and speaking to Ron Wyden's office and being told it's going to go in there. And also we had Bonnie pick up the phone and call Liz Warren's office and being told it's going to go in there as well. When we talk about MSC, where we're talking about same eligibility as a third stimulus check, single individual, $75,000 or less, got it. Married couple, $150,000 or less, got it, double it. Family of 4, they got it, quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, rural benefits, you got it as well. The fourth stimulus check is not income. It's not taxable. And it's a national program. I've seen a lot of strange comments where people saying, it's not in this state, it's not in that state. Everything covered on this channel is national issues. There's nothing state covered on this channel. So this is money for everyone in every state. But what's important for you to do is you need to advocate for its inclusion. So remember to pick up the phone and advocate to those legislators. That's what they want you to do. And let's read the message from the chief of staff to one of those 6 senators that says you need to keep on advocating until it becomes law, which is about 2 more weeks at least. They now have in total between congressional and senators' office received more contacts of advocacy from the LA Purple Power than the number of signatures of the American petition. Everyone's amazing, but they outpouring and touching stories. Now they have a better understanding of what Americans are going through during this pandemic. They have heartbreaking stories in the LA viewers, and they have the voice of the nation in ULA, as you have become too loud to be ignored. Please continue your continued advocacy for this money until this becomes a law. Very, very kind. And again, you need to pick up the phone and call, speak to the chief, speak to their staff, and at minimum, leave a voice message with Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. But you also need to have time to advocate for your wallet, and that involves picking up the phone and getting the big money available right today from third stimulus. In the second half of this video, you're going to learn how viewers this week and the last week before that have listened and applied and done so well, getting on average $5,000 in their hands. This is the money you're going to get before Christmas. This is the Christmas stimulus. This is third stimulus, and this is going to pay your bills and make your Christmas incredible because you're going to get these sums of money. We'll be turning back to the excitement of this fourth stimulus recon in the Senate and the quick passage that is happening this month. The Senate changes. What are those? The student loan debt forgiveness, the latest on that. The breaking details about that fifth stimulus. And then we're going to be turning to everything you need to know about this major deal being done between Chuck and also Mitch. Yeah, you heard me right. Chuck and Mitch to raise the debt ceiling limit, to get the defense spending bill done, and to get everything done this month, and potentially even also a camaraderie when it comes to the recon, plus the latest details on what's happening with Omicron and the booster, and the latest details of the financial markets, what you're going to see for December 15th, plus the big economic details that came in this morning, and a look at a new show coming to this channel in just a few days. Those details and more in a jaw-dropping big second half of this video. It's coming up in the second half. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now as we the big second half of this LA broadcast. With that recon passing the month of December and the checks going out, that you don't have to wait for that recon because this third stimulus paying checks today. I'm going to show you how to get hard cold cash in your hands. Plus, we're going to go over all these incredible programs that are in this fourth stimulus recon. We'll go over that student loan debt forgiveness. We'll be turning to fifth stimulus. We'll be going over those job numbers that came in this morning. You're going to be shocked. We're going to go over the new deal making between Chuck and Mitch. and the latest details about Omicron, plus what's going on with the financial markets between now and December 15th. Those details and more, plus a new show coming to this channel after 2 other shows debuted this week as well. Those details in the second half of this video. I'm excited you're here, but first I want you to subscribe. Go under this video right now and hit that subscribe button. Be part of the #3 most watched financial channel in America. The most comprehensive coverage you're going to see from the #1 place for geopolitical news. Then sign up for that LALATE membership so you get that incredible newsletter that comes out tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alert system and the LALATE alert system, which, by the way, is also free. It is under the video. Sign up for those alerts right now. And with that, let's go into the big breaking second half of this video starting right now. It is something that we thought would never happen, but it's happening. Your RECON is going to become a law in the month of December. The question is, of course, what day? First, I want to go over what's happening. Later, Schumer sent out a letter just a few days ago to his legislators saying the RECON will become a law before Christmas. He says, 1, the Senate votes will happen before Christmas, and number 2, it will become a law before Christmas. I don't think it will become a law before Christmas, but I'm emphatic that I believe it will become a law in the month of December. The only way I think it could become a law before Christmas is if they work the weekend before, which they can. But if they work the weekend after Christmas, then I think it's going to become law around the 27th, 28th. Let's go over what's going on. First, Senator Tim Kaine really sort of details one of the most important issues at hand, which is that there's a series of bodies of provisions in the fourth stimulus recon that are a continuation from third stimulus recon. And they expire on January 15th, but you cannot wait to January 14th to do the law. You have to do it weeks ahead of time, which is mid to late December, according to Tim Kaine. I agree. Number 2, there is an element to get this recon done quickly and fastly. And why do they want to get it done quickly and fastly? Because they see that there's a sense of progress at the moment. And that progress involves a real conciliatory mood. It started about 2 weeks ago when I told you on this channel that Democrats have decided not to have a public spat about provisions and simply to call the votes. And so now they're simply calling the votes. We have Mazie Hirono, whose comments I featured on this channel yesterday, and also Majority Whip Dick Durbin, who says, you don't really know where people stand until you call the vote. So they're ready to just call the vote. What would the recon look like when they call the vote? It's going to have everything in there from the House. We know that. And the only thing that's removed from the House would be removed by the parliamentarian, and then it would potentially have add-ons. So let's go over the timeline that Chuck Schumer has detailed for us. He says that he wants this week and next week to get final drafts of the legislation out of those subcommittees of the Senate so that he can present the final drafts to the Senate parliamentarian, a nonpartisan individual who looks at the provision and says it can stay there or no, it violates the rules of the Senate. She's been working on this since the month of July. She's just waiting for the final drafts. And with that, then Chuck Schumer says that the voting would happen the week of Christmas. I don't think he can do it because the week of Christmas would require about 5 days, and it's a half-day week. You need 1 day for the House floor, Senate floor, 2 days for vote-a-rama, 1 or 2 days for the House, because yes, it will have to go back to the House. There are at least edits. You change it from a T to an A, then it has to go back to the House just for even that one vote. So that's 5 days. So I don't think they can get it done the week of December, week of Christmas. I think they're going to do it the week after Christmas. Now, there is so much else going on, which I really think that this is going to happen this time. Why? I almost renamed Mornings LA today an encore performance of Being a Mitch, because I don't think in the last year have I ever seen Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell agree so wonderfully about so many items in just 2 or 3 days. I don't know what's going on. Maybe someone got a gift basket of lobsters. But there's a lot coming up in this recording when I'm going to show you how Chuck and Mitch have now agreed to do the defense spending bill, have now agreed to do the debt ceiling limit, have now agreed to do another debt ceiling limit item, and they are getting everything done lickety-split. Why is this happening? I'll explain to you later in this video. Just understand it's happening. So I don't expect any difficulty with Mitch for the recon across the board. Wow. This is why I believe it's going to happen in December. But I want you to remember that the stimulus you're going to get in your hands before Christmas, the Christmas stimulus, it's third stimulus. I'm going to show you that in just a second. So we have a lot of checks. We have checks coming now, checks before Christmas, checks after Christmas. I'm getting you a lot of checks. Let's start with the checks after Christmas, which is the fourth stimulus recon. Fourth stimulus recon, those incredible provisions are going to pay you a lot. You know how I watch numbers like a hawk and teach you how to watch numbers like a purple hawk. Well, when we look at this four stimulus recon, it's going to be the biggest payout you ever see in the history of the channel. It's just going to be incredible. I'm just so excited for you because it's far more than $15,000. It's probably upwards of about 40 to 50,000. But let's start with those provisions starting right now. They got paid leave in there. It's a lot. $1,700 a week approximately if you make $70,000 more per year. $35,000 annual salary, that would be about $800 a week. $15,000 annual salary, about $400 a week. How many weeks? Up to 4 weeks per year. Who gets this? And how many weeks? Well, 4 weeks per year, that would be about $6,000. It's a lot of money. Yeah. Now, if you don't work, but you live with your son and daughter, and they take off from work once a week to take you to the doctor's office, then they're going to get the check. Yeah, you see how much money this is. All income levels, W-2, 1099, doesn't matter if they make a lot of money or a little money, they get that money. It's incredible. They got in there also the SALT cap, raising it from $10,000 to $72,500 of what you can deduct in state and local taxes on that federal tax return. They got $40 billion of free job training. This is an incredible recon because millions of Americans are trying to find a higher paying job. More about that job switching in just a second when I give you the new job numbers that came out this morning. One of the best provisions I get so many private messages about is the cheaper medical insurance. There's 12 Republican states that had vowed never to pay for Obamacare. So the Democrats got a workaround plan in there, and that will provide years of subsidized private insurance to low-income uninsured people in those states. Wow. Which brings us to the best provision of the recon, the one that pays you the most amount of money, and it's the housing provision. There are 3 new provisions, and they are weatherize your home repairs, and first-time home purchases. Stay with me. I'm going to go over those in just a second. But the other 3 provisions are a continuation of third stimulus. Yes, rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more. And the great news is you don't have to wait for it to become a law. You can get that money today. Literally today. And this is because it's still in third stimulus. So get your pen and paper out, get your newsletter out if you're a member, and follow along with me. But let's take a step back. In fall of 2020, I came into this space over from covering on EIDL. As this channel expanded and grew dramatically in the United States, I started moving to the space and I said, you know what? I have an exclusive, a new body of law coming in just a few months. It's called third stimulus. No one was focusing on third stimulus. They were focusing on the past. I focus future for you. You know, I prepare you ahead of time. And I saw this draft, and it was almost exclusive on this channel. I said, I think I can get you about $15,000 from it. There is a $14 stimulus check in there, but I don't want you to focus on it because you're going to get that. I want you to focus on getting this $15,000 because $15,000 versus $1,400, yeah, big difference. And so when it became a law, I said, I can get you about $15,000. The average viewer of this channel got $45,000. Many viewers have gotten in excess of $100,000. Now, the great news is that you listen and learn and apply the information so well. And about 2 weeks ago, I understood, you understood, we all understood that there was no way you're going to get anything in your hands from 4 stimulus before Christmas, but you got bills this month. So I said, you know what? You can still get money from third stimulus, and I can get you the money right today. I can get you money from third stimulus if you got it before. It's called an additional round. Or if you never got third stimulus money, I can get it to you today. And I want to get your bills paid. I want to get your bills paid. I did this last year, and I know how important it is. Getting your bills paid in December, so it frees up some money to buy other things during the holidays. And you have done so well. You have done so well because we've done this now 3 times. We've done this in fall 2020, we've done it early 2021, and we're now doing it in late 2021 again. You have been very skilled at doing this. And the average viewer of this channel has gotten $5,000. This is for rent, utilities, mortgages, food, and more. I'm going to show you how to get these big sums of money right now. And if you got in 1 or 2, pay attention because you may be able to get some more from this money today. Let's go over some of the incredible stories that came in from viewers. And some of these are brand new today. So here is Amy, who came in brand new today. She says, thank you for your unprecedented dedication to helping your viewers learn how to attain financial help during these uncertain times of hardship since the beginning of COVID's appearance in our nation. Wow, that is really nice. I don't want to get emotional. That is very, very nice. Your intense coverage of this detailed information has been a blessing to so many, and your demeanor is always pleasant, positive, and witty, and a pillar of hope for the American people. My husband and I were able to get utilities 3 rounds since the summer. 3 rounds. Rent 2 rounds. Food stamps since October. And her numbers are, and what I love is that she says, my numbers may not be big, but you see how I've done it. And we've gotten it in rural Kentucky. So there are resources in every place. We're so grateful for your guidance and your attitude, and for God's favor and blessings. So I love her story. You know why? Because she got 3 rounds and she understood she's in rural Kentucky. There is money everywhere. I love it. Yesterday we had an incredible comment coming from Judy. She said, you are Jesus in disguise. Thank you for your reporting. I got $3,000 for December, January, and February 22 rent. Wow, that's what I teach you on this channel. Go get the rent forward as well. And last year I got money. I'm so happy to now get the Christmas gifts I wanted to give my loved ones because of this. I've been listening to you since March 2020. And I'm going to get more money next year. You're the best. I love that. You know why I like that? Is because she understood you free up some bills, you get financial independence, you get this third stimulus money, then you have money for your holiday gifts. Here's Sandra. She says, I got my second round of rent just this week, and I just want everyone to know that it's there. Make sure you tell your friends and families that they need help. LA, thank you again. So she got another round, and she's telling people, please understand it's there. We had Tonya, who had the help of Amber. She got a lot of money, just incredible. Then we had Thorne Diaz, who got 4 more months of rent. Now, here's what you want to need to know, is that the average viewer of this channel is getting $5,000 to $6,000. And I'm not just saying average, a lot of you. Most of you are getting $5,000 to $6,000. There are some people who are getting a lot more, but there's very few that are getting just, a few $100s. On the low end, it's maybe $2,500, but it's hovering around $5,000 to $6,000. It's 4 to 6 months of rent, and it's multiple items, which I'm teaching you how to do. Coming up in just a second. Deborah got 6 more months of rent, $4,000. Here is Chef John Meyer, who got more SNAP and is working on utilities. You're awesome. I appreciate that, Chef John Meyer. Here is Lynn. I'm never going to stop listening to. I appreciate that, Lynn, as my microphone is sticking out. Sorry about that. There is a Robin. She got 3 rounds of one utility, 3 rounds of another utilities, and she says, you're an angel in disguise. I appreciate that. D. Miller got 4 more months of rent. There you go, D. That's how you do it. Now go get those utilities, D. Madonna got 3 rounds of rent. Good, Madonna. Now go get those utilities. Kathy got rent and utilities. She got about $6,000. Thank you, LA. Your godsend. I appreciate that, Kathy. And Morel got 3 rounds this week. Wow. May Lou got about $6,000. I appreciate you, LA. You're the best. I appreciate that, May Lou. Jay Grant says, I speak for all of us. Well, we love you. We got about $5,000. Great. Scarpy got Snap. Alyssa Justice got about $10,000. Lorica got that wood, which powers her house. And I love the story about Chris. Chris got $5,000 this week from rent and utilities, but he said, I would never have known about this money had you not make these recordings in the last 2 weeks, because I got $10,000 from watching you earlier this year. So again, yes, get that newsletter out, get your pen and paper out if you're not a member, and we're going to go over how you get this big sums of money right now. We are getting rent, utilities, mortgages, and food. This is third stimulus. I'm going to call it Christmas stimulus because it's money you can get before Christmas and give you a beautiful Christmas because you'll free up your bills. And let's go over the incredible money right now. The money starts with the rent, and the rent is huge. These are the numbers for rent that viewers were getting about 3 months ago. It is now upwards of $40,000. In the last 2 weeks, we've had one viewer get $40,000, another viewer get $135,000, which is astronomical, from all the third stimulus items. So get this big money. So where do you get it? 6 places. Here you go. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. The keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage, utility assistance because of COVID. Here are the 3 musts you must do. And when I say must, you must do them. Number 1, you must reach out to all 6 places. Number 2, you must get applications on file as many places as you can. Number 3, you must get multiple rounds. So if you got a round earlier this year, get another round today. If you got a round yesterday from one program to pay for your water bill, reach out to another program to get that water bill paid as well. You can do that across the board. Do the same thing for mortgage assistance. Utilities, yes. So go get the utility assistance. Now, here's some tough love for some of my winners. You saw some of the winners in there. I know you have 2 utilities you got. I know you got more than 2 utilities. Go get that 3rd utility today. Tough love. Go get it. I'm cracking the whip on you. All right, utility assistance. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $15,000. Incredible. And you're going to reach out to all utility companies, and the keyword you're going to say is utility assistance because of COVID. If you got third stimulus, and have not gotten on Snap, you need to get Snap. What is money for? What is it? Is money for food? Money for your food. You get it from the Department of Agriculture, and it is a pretty penny. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $25,000 a year from this channel. You heard me right, $25,000. Over the next 10 years, he's going to get $250,000 from this channel. Then you want to get combos. Here's Nisi and Art Sullivan. They started the trend back in May. They got 3, and I said, do what Nisi and Art did. Mark was at 2. He had 32. I said, Mark, where's your third? Go get your third. He got his third Snap, brought himself to 50,000. Mark has gotten more items since then. He's at over 100,000. Here's Lorraine. She was at 105. Now she's at 120. Incredible. So get those big sums of money. And with that, let me turn to the incredible story of Johnny. Johnny is a 3-part story. It embodies everything you need to do and how you do it correctly. Johnny started watching this channel a few weeks ago. He was at $0. By Wednesday, he had $45,000 from 3 programs, like 2 other viewers that same week. 3 days, $45,000. Now, most people say, oh, I love $45,000. I'm going to stop. Johnny didn't, because he hears me in the recording saying, do not stop if there's other sums. Just how I said in the opening, if you got 2 utilities from these success stories, I want you to go get that third. Go do it. So Johnny kept on pushing. By the end of the week, he had 7 programs approved. Now, the reason why I like part 1 of this story is because he had to have made 15 phone calls. You're going to have no's. You're going to have maybe 20 to 50% no's. So to get 7 yeses, you're going to have 7 no's. And how much money do you have in 5 days? $80,000. $80,000. For anyone who says I made 1 phone call and got a no, I stopped. Of course, Johnny had no's. He didn't stop. You don't do that. Step 2 is Johnny the following Monday reached out to his family members and said, hey, I got $80,000 last week from LALATE. They said, from what, Johnny? He said, from third stimulus. He said, third stimulus? I haven't heard about this. Let me show you what it is. And he showed those family members. And by the end of the week, they went from non-believers to believers. What is the landscape right now in America? This is the #1 geopolitical news channel. This is what I'm covering, geopolitical news. But the #3 financial news channel. And there's a lot of things to cover financial news. Options, futures, SPACs. I don't cover that other stuff. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. They don't cover my stuff. It means my stuff doesn't exist. Let's go to the third part of the equation, which came in 2 Sundays ago. Johnny would send me a private message on Instagram on a Sunday. And I read it as Johnny said, you know what happened? It started snowballing. I said, what started snowballing? Johnny said, people kept on coming over the house asking what was I doing. And I told them. And I showed them your channel. I showed them how to get this third stimulus money. And I eventually ended up helping 32 people. I said, Johnny, 32 people? How much money did you get them? He said, $850,000. This is what you should be getting as well. If you got this money before, get it again. If you got some of it, get some more. If you've never gotten it, get it today. And if you haven't, become a member right this moment. Go right on this video and sign up for that membership. Hit that button and become a member right today. Membership gives you that incredible newsletter. Comes out Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alert system and the LALATE alert system, and features the big money under first, second, and third stimulus. It features the 6 places to reach out to, the keywords you say, the 5 nonprofits, the money from Treasury. It features how to get this incredible sums of money so that you know how to get it. I want you to push and get this incredible sums of money. And with that, consider becoming a member. And let's go back into fourth stimulus where we left off of the housing provisions. 3 new provisions. First, weatherize your home. This is windows and glass. And then the next provision, and roofs and things like that. The next provision is first-time home purchases. And that is money given to the seller during the time of escrow. And then finally, home repairs who live in a low-income community. We're going to wait till this becomes law, but it looks like just the last provision is an income level. The other ones aren't. They got big $150 billion of free job training, $150 billion of home health care for seniors and people on disabilities. They got a $550 check for the Pell Grant in there for my college student. And then they got $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle. I like this. So this is at the time of purchase, a discount of $12,500 if it's U.S. auto manufactured, U.S. union labor. I think they have modified the language because it disqualifies if the plant is out of the United States. Then they got $65 per month when the student is not in school for nutrition, which brings us to the best provision perhaps in this recon, the cheaper medication. This is huge. Day 1, 20 medications will be dramatically discounted. Medicare Part B, Medicare Part D, cancer, arthritis, diabetes, the most expensive medications. And then they cannot increase more than the rate of inflation per year. It will grow to 30 medications by the year 2028, and then increase more than the rate of inflation. There will be a penalty provision. Penalty provision? You can't do a penalty provision in a recon. So says Pat Toomey, the GOP senator. I think I agree. And that is what the Senate parliamentarian is looking at this week and next week and will rule in the next 7 days. What provisions of this recon will come out? The great news you're hearing for the first time this afternoon is that Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer had a great idea a few weeks ago, clearly, which was just keep everything in this recon and let's see what happens. So they left stuff in there. And the provisions that likely could come out are this one, the penalty. The paid leave may come out. The immigration reform, highly likely to come out. And also the salt cap is on the battleground as well. We'll detail that as soon as we see a later ruling on this across the board. But when you look at this graphic, $15,000, there's a lot more checks going in there for the senators. And we have everything repeated back from third stimulus. And that is why, and before we get to those Senate changes, that is why it is clearly a lot more than $15,000. As soon as it becomes law, we're going to see how well we're going to do. But I think a lot of you can get upwards of 50 to 60,000. Let's go back into these incredible provisions of this recon. They got in there the universal pre-kindergarten 3 to 4-year-olds, the Medicare benefits, the hearing, which is a check, and then 3 provisions are a carry-on over from third stimulus. That's why they don't want them to expire. The child tax credit front end, $3,600, the earned income tax credit for hazard pay back end, and the child care back end. They also got in the Pell Grant. We went over the nutrition, and finally the housing. So with that, what else is going to go in there? In a second, I'm going to come back with my big commentary. It's very important. These last 5 minutes of these videos this week are going to be very important because I'm applying a lot of different facts together and showing you the analysis. And the analysis, I think, is the most important part of the video. So stay with me in just a second. Let's just take a detour for a minute into that executive order offer of $10,000 for student loan debt to be forgiven. Yeah, there's a $10,000 offer on the table for student loan debt to be forgiven. Democrats should take it. The president's already done it for people who came disabled, people who went to work in the nonprofit sector, and people who went to work in the public sector. COLA raise 5.9%, and that fifth stimulus. Let's go over the details of that right now. So your benefits are going up January 1. Automatically 5.9%, everyone's benefits. So you don't have to do anything. It is automatic. You're not going to receive the letter if you haven't received the letter. Don't worry about the letter. It's much of nothing. This stimulus comes right behind it. It says, okay, fine, you got the lift off. We want to give you another lift up because you've been undervalued pre-pandemic and still now. Then we want to give you a new benchmark standard starting in December of next year. And that's going to be inflation, 2 to 3%. So you get 3 lifts in 1 year. Remove the asset cap, remove the income cap, and remove the marriage penalty. Let's take a detour for just a second as well to go over the great news coming in about Omicron. The latest details coming out from the head of Pfizer says that 3 vaccines, aka a double dose and a booster shot, is effective against Omicron, and that just 2 doses of the vaccine is not sufficient to ward off against Omicron. So if you are triple vaccinated, you are good against Omicron. If you're not triple vaccinated, you need to go get that booster shot ASAP. And then you are in a good position because they say the booster is as effective against Delta as it is against Omicron. Repeat, 2, not sufficient enough. 3 is. The latest details also suggest that there may be a newer version of the booster by May, which would be when some people are up for renewal of their booster, which would be also for me as well. Second, the financial data and the financial news continue to come on in, and boy, is it robust. I did not expect a morning like this. And you know what I've been saying over the last 2 days. Between now and December 15th is a ticking time bomb with us and the Federal Reserve. Why? Because on December 15th, the Federal Reserve is going to meet and is likely going to announce a faster Federal Reserve policy, a stronger Federal Reserve policy, because the economy is too robust. It started last Friday when the Wall Street crashed because the unemployment number, the job participation number, and the job and the employment income number was much better than anyone thought. It's insanely better, meaning that people were not unemployed, they had jobs, and that it was not, and that they were participating in the labor market. Well, I had told you at that time the reason why Wall Street crashed was the fear, and it's likely reality, that unless Omicron gets worse, which you now see it's not, that the Federal Reserve is likely to tighten faster and also have 2 interest rate spikes next year, with the first one potentially in Q1, which is nothing we were looking at nearly 2 months ago. We were talking about maybe 1 interest rate spike at the end of 2022. Now, I said that there wasn't a lot of financial data between then and December 15th. Well, there was that obvious thing that happens every Thursday morning. You've been with me since day one. What happens every Thursday morning? The new unemployment claims, which refers to how many people file for new unemployment claims. Let's be frank. The number that came in is insane. It's insane. And I don't want anyone to jump on the live chat and say they can spin it, because there's no way to spin it. There is no way to spin it and say anything otherwise. This number that came this morning was just jaw-dropping. If you've seen me when this channel launched, I was showing Americans who are watching this channel that 1.2 million unemployment claims were going on per week. We had 20 plus weeks of 1 million claims on this channel. It was almost 30 weeks of unemployed viewers watching this channel. Then it fell into the 800s. Then it fell into 300s. We were hovering around the 300s about 2-3 weeks ago. It was very recent, just early this month. It was 300,000. And we were expecting 229, you remember last week. And then it came in lower than that. Well, what did the number come in today? 184,000 new jobless claims. Can you imagine that I started recording when we're talking about 1.8 million jobless claims per week, and now we're at 184,000 jobless claims? It is the lowest number since 1969. And this is absolutely incredible. People have jobs. There is no shortage of jobs, and the jobs are paying really well. All right, so I do believe that the Federal Reserve is going to step in and do very, very strong policies on December 15th, which would likely cause the stock market to crash or have a major correction. And you're already seeing that crypto has not rebounded. It was down 50% on Saturday. It's still staying down. It's going to stay down. So there we are. And with that, you know what I'm going to give you right now. The big final 5-minute commentary. And this one's huge. I've never seen a day like this. I've considered all throughout this day maybe bringing back What the Chalk or being a Mitch, because I just can't believe what's going on. A new brilliant report in Politico, which I have to really praise for this report, shows that unbeknownst to you and I, unbeknownst to fellow Democrats and Republicans, Mitch McConnell and Chuck Schumer were privately meeting since at least October to have a new air of I don't want to say camaraderie, but working professionally, hand in hand. And while you thought Republicans are trying to block things, while you thought Democrats are trying to stuff things, they were working hand in hand to get solutions to months of partisan bickering. It started last week when they moved the debt ceiling limit, the one debt ceiling limit issue, to February. Everyone was shocked. They got this done in 48 hours. Actually 24 hours, I think it was, in the House, over to the Senate, done. Then the other debt ceiling limit issue, which is the issue of the default, which Mitch McConnell said we're never going to do. They had been discussing this since the month of October. And overnight, they passed it in the House, and it's expected to pass in the Senate as early as the time of you're watching this video. This is not a deal that was hatched today. This is a deal that started far before Thanksgiving and is now surfacing across the media. Also, Nancy, Chuck, and Mitch also got the defense spending done. Can you believe what's going on? We went into this month with every fear shaking our leg that we had 5 major pieces of legislation to get done. Defense, done. Debt ceiling limit 1, done. Debt ceiling limit, or moved into February. Debt ceiling limit number 2, done. Going to be done. And now RECON, the last thing to be done. Why is this happening? Let me tell you my opinion of the situation, which is also sort of mirrored in the Politico report. Mitch doesn't think it makes any sense to cause turmoil. And he wants to just say, hey, if Democrats want to spend money, let Democrats spend money, and then blame them for spending the money. And then go into the midterm election saying Democrats spent the money. Here we are. Let them spend the money and blame anything you see on the economy on the Democrats because they spent the money. As opposed to Mitt Romney, who will say, Ted Cruz will say, don't let them spend the money, you're enabling them. Mitch McConnell's approach is, let them spend the money and blame them if things go wrong for spending the money. And there you go. There you go. So this is absolutely insane. It is absolutely insane. Do I believe that the recon's going to get done in the month of December? Yeah. Do I believe it's going to get done before Christmas? Only if they work the weekend before Christmas, which I don't think they will. If they work the weekend after Christmas, which they did last year, then it would be done the Monday or Tuesday. How fast are they doing legislation now? Faster than we've ever seen them do legislation. 2-day turnaround times. This time, and we're talking about House and Senate, this time we're only in the Senate. And let me make very clear, they're moving so quickly, they could get a House ratification of whatever is done in the Senate on the recon in half a day. That's how quickly they're moving. They are moving astronomically quickly. Now, let me, with that, turn to you and your wallet. Now that we've done enough about timelines, let's turn to you and your wallet. I'm so proud of you. I am deeply, deeply proud to have become part of your family. And as those two viewers in those beautiful comments, like Judy and also I think what was her name, Amy, said that you have shown people how to get financial independence. I am so happy that you have found this with this channel. Let me go over what's going on right now. Earlier this year, I showed you the importance in these videos is getting cash, getting lots of it, and getting it fast, and not caring what it's called. So long as you get it, it's a lot of the cash, and you get it fast. That's the only focus that I have for you. And you have been laser focused on that as well. $1,400 versus $15,000. $1,400 versus $45,000. $1,400 versus $50,000. They don't pair in comparison. But if it takes you 12 months to get $50,000, it doesn't work. And you haven't. You've gotten the money very quickly, as I've shown you in this recording. I've also shown you that I can help you with some things. I can't help you with other things. I always call it the car stimulus. I can't fix the car in the driveway. There is never going to be a car stimulus from the federal government. But I can get the other items in the household paid for you. And if I alleviate 5 or 6, 7 bills in the household, then you have other freed up cash. You have done so well, and I am so proud of you in getting this $5,000 to $6,000 on average in the last 2 weeks. And if you're sitting here and saying, you know what, he's right. We did get $4,000 the last 2 weeks, but he's right. We haven't looked at this other utility bill. Honey, after we watch this video, we're gonna go call that other utility company and get this other utility bill. Every bill makes a difference. Every time it's another $500, it makes a difference. As the one viewer said, I'm in small rural Kentucky. I don't have big bills, but I also don't get big sums of money. And she says, every dollar makes a difference. It does. So $500, $600. This is all about financial independence. For the person that we labeled as the donut guy, who did not want financial independence, it's been a tough year for him because he's not listened. And what has he done? I only want one instrument, and I don't want to do anything. I just want things to automatically land. And guess what? In this year, you gotten $45,000 from third stimulus earlier this year. You got another $5,000, $6,000 later this year. You may have gotten money from the nonprofits on top of that. And what has he gotten? One check, because he didn't want to do anything. And he says, I only want one instrument. As we go into these final days of this recon, it's important to advocate with Leader Schumer, Chuck, and Ron Wyden, and all those people for the inclusion of provisions across the board. Let's look at their names again. It's important to advocate with them. Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. Never stop advocating, but also never become unfocused. Never say, I only want one instrument. You don't. You don't care what the instrument is called. You don't care what the program is called. You don't care if it's called XYZ or PDQ. You just care it's a lot of cash, it's quick, and it's in your hands. That's all you care. And so if you can get another program into the recon, which adds more cash to it, good. This fourth stimulus recon will be the biggest payout in the history of this channel. It's going to become a law. It's going to become a law in December. And in January, February, March, you are going to be with me hand in hand. I'm going to show you how to get these incredible sums of money. As Lynn Glenn says, I'm never going to leave you. I'm ready for the next round. As Amy and Judy says, I'm ready for the next round. I got this money this week. I'm ready for the next round. Well, you're going to be ready for more rounds of third stimulus, but you're also going to be ready for all these items under fourth stimulus, which of course repeats third stimulus and has brand new programs. You're going to continue to get that financial independence across the board. And you're doing so well. I wish you to continue to do so well in the future. Meantime, one of the big shows coming to this channel, which a lot of you are very excited for many different reasons, is informational. And you love informational shows. And this is going to be a lot of information. Viewers, in watching the crypto show, sometimes think it's a different platform. It's a different universe. In the case of Metaverse, it is a different universe, but it's a mirror of where you're doing now, or a mirror of what you wish to do now in your normal universe. That show is coming to this channel in just a few days. So I look forward to you joining me as that new show comes to this channel in just a few days. Meantime, which debuted 2 nights ago, is our extended new programming block. It's a great evenings programming block. Boy, folks, it's a lot of fun. Evenings LA now has 3 hours of incredible shows. It starts with Evenings LA at 5 o'clock, the latest breaking news of the day to end the day. Then Evenings Countdown at 6 o'clock. Then a new show called Holiday Stream Stimulus, which brings back the latest financial data, and the second half is about your holiday decorations, holiday decor. The holiday show set is coming to this channel in just a few days. And then now the new Calcino coming back to this channel with new shows all throughout the week. And if you missed the debut of Calcino 2 days ago, here again is the return to this channel of Blaine 666. But first, I want you to subscribe. No, I want to show you Blaine 666. Anti-lobster provision. What? Don't get angry about it. It's the bird bath. The bird bath. The bird bath will wash the lobsters away because birds eat lobsters. You know that, right? You don't. Oh, okay. The Senate parliamentarian, she's doing a bird bath. And the bird bath removes the provisions from the RECON. And if you have a provision in there that violates it, like a lobster provision, the birds come and eat it. At least that's what I've been told. I mean, I like to eat. Can you hurry up? I'm about to eat my lunch. But, so you want lobsters in the RECON. Do you want a side of sauce with that? There we go. Well, a side of sauce won't be offered on this channel, but I will be offering you the opportunity to subscribe. Go into this video right now and hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. See you next on Evenings LA starting at 5 o'clock, but this show will automatically take you to Overnight's Crypto, currently playing on this channel. Is an opportunity to buy crypto, is an opportunity to trade crypto. All the latest analysis in Overnight's Crypto, currently playing on this channel. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful evening, and stay with LA for more. If you want money right now, not 5 days...